Good morning everyone. My name is Asya Fikriya Salsabila, and today I'd like to discuss the pressing issue of bullying within the context of juvenile delinquency. Bullying is a pervasive problem in our schools and communities with far-reaching consequences for both victims and perpetrators. So what is bullying? Bullying can be defined as the repeated and intentional aggressions toward another person, which can take various forms, like including physical bullying, like involving physical harm or threats or violence, and the second is verbal bullying, usually verbal bullying using hurtful words, insults, or threats, and the third is social bullying. Usually, social bullying is like isolating or excluding someone from a group, and the last is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying using a technology to harass or intimidate someone. Bullying is a widespread problem that affects children and adolescents of all age and backgrounds. Studies have shown that a significant number of young people experience bullying at some point in their lives. So I found the consequences of bullying can be severe and long-lasting, impacting both the physical and mental health of victims. So some of the potential consequences include depression and anxiety, and then low self-esteem, and difficulty concentrating, and then poor academic performance, and the last is increased risk of suicidal thoughts and behaviors. Bullying can also have negative consequences for perpetrators, including like increased aggression and violence, academic problems, legal issues, and the last is difficulty forming healthy relationships. Now I want to talk about what is internal and external factors in juvenile delinquent, especially in the bullying. So for the internal factor affecting adolescent behavior, that bullying is, I found that two internal factors. The first one is identity crisis. What is the identity crisis? So, bullies might struggle to figure out who they are and feel lost. This can lead to them acting out in ways that are harmful to others. And the last is lack of self-control. The the divine is some teenagers might have trouble controlling their impulse and making good decisions. This can lead to them doing things they know are wrong. And for the external factor affecting adolescent behavior is, I found that three external factor. There are school, like a negative school environment like bullying or academic struggle can make teens feel unhappy and act out. And the second is social. Social, like friendships and peer pressure, can influence teen behavior. If they have bad friends or feel pressure to do things they don't want to, it can lead to problems. And the last is family. A family that isn't close or supportive can make teens feel lonely and unwanted. They might try to find attention and belonging elsewhere, which can lead to risky behavior. And so, I found several pros and cons in bullying, and I found two questions, including like the first question is like, is severe punishment effective in dealing with juvenile delinquents? The pro is some people argue that strict punishment will scare teenagers away from committing crimes. And the contra is others argue that harsh punishment can actually make teenagers more likely to commit crimes in the future, and they might become angry or depressed, and these negative feelings can lead to bad behavior. Of the two pro and contra, I prefer to believe that severe punishment is not an effective way to deal with juvenile delinquents. While teenagers should be held accountable for their actions, harsh punishment can do more harm than good. And it's important to focus on helping them understand why their behavior was wrong and providing them with support and guidance to help them change. And this approach is more likely to lead to long-term positive results. And then the second question is, are rehabilitation programs more effective than punishment in dealing with juvenile delinquency? The pro is people who argue for this statement say that teenagers know what they're doing when they commit crimes and should be held responsible like adults. And for the contra is, um, those against this argue that teenagers are still growing and developing, both emotionally and mentally. So they might not fully understand the consequence of their action or be able to make good decisions. And of the two pro and contra of the statement before, I prefer to believe that teenagers who commit serious crime should not be treated exactly like adults. While they should be held accountable for their actions, their punishment should be different. Uh, because teenagers are still developing and their brains are not fully formed. This means they might need more support and guidance to help them change their behavior rather than just harsh punishment. So the conclusion is bullying has a negative impact on everyone involved, and it can hurt a teen physically, damage their belongings, and make it hard for them to have friends. And this can create a bad atmosphere in schools where people feel scared and can focus on learning. And then bullying can also lead to other bad behaviors like violence or vandalism. So I think it is enough for me, and I'm sorry if I have some mistake, and thank you for watching and goodbye.